Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So today we're going to look at this absolutely hilarious video that everyone is clowning on currently. It is a collaborative effort between Dove Soap, Epic Games, and Women in Games. Dove is taking a stand against overly sexualized women in video games, and they're eliminating stereotypes, and they're trying to build young players' self-esteem and body confidence. Yes, this is quite the campaign, and as you'll see, it is as cringy as it sounds. In fact, the backlash has been so bad that Dove literally opted out of this tweet. They unlinked themselves. That's how badly it's going. But before we get into the video, it's that time of the month. If you want to use my code REV30, you'll get 30% off of your advanced GG order. This is the perfect time if you need to restock on any of their materials, or if you want to give it a try, you can use my code REV30 for 30% off of your total order. Now back into this video, it is as bad as it sounds. You can see the number of quote retweets. It is getting ratioed by the quotes. So buckle up. Let's go for this cringe-inducing ride and see what this soap company has to say about sexualized video game characters. Quite the production. So this is the character that they are using as a template for an overly sexualized woman. This fully clothed woman is supposed to be overly sexualized. This is the most bland and uninspired character you'll ever see, and somehow in their minds, this is sexualized. Very strange, but let's continue. The shocking reveal. Well, it turns out she's a bit chubby. Now, here's their whole point of this entire video, is that this character was sexualized before because she appeared thinner, and now that we see her true self where she's chubbier, she is no longer sexualized. I got news for you, okay? A character can be sexualized whether it's thin, chubby, or in between, okay? All those things are completely irrelevant. And the fact that they think just taking off the belt, holding it all together, all of a sudden, this character is no longer sexualized. It's a very weird thing. And for people who say, like, oh, you know, they don't want this sort of character, like, people go dummy for chubby characters all the time. You remember Mei from Overwatch? People are still going feral over this character. The reason people don't like something like this is because it's forcing some lesson onto you about acceptance, and the model itself just doesn't look very good. This design is your typical Western video game design. It's very bland and uninspired. That's the reason people don't like this, you know, and their whole thing here, like, I'll fast forward a bit because it's just like a self-realization phase through this video, and eventually she picks up her weapon and she goes back out there as her true self. 74% of girls feel underrepresented in video games. I think there is nothing stranger than trying to find representation in video games. There's something very strange about that to me. Like, I don't understand why you want to see a reflection of yourself. It's about escapism, right? You can be anything you want to be in a video game. Why do you want to see yourself? The funny thing, like, the male counterpart of all this, like, some of the most popular male characters look absolutely nothing like the person playing them. Or another example, you think about characters that are really popular. One comes to mind is Master Chief, right, from Halo. We don't even know what he looks like. You never see his face a single time, and yet millions of men and women as well can identify with that character, and they like it because it can be anyone they want, right? You don't know the face, you can make it to be any person in the world you want. But it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, people like the characters, and people just in general like escapism. If you're a big weightlifting burly dude and you want to play a cute little anime girl in some game, go for it. Nothing's stopping you. You can be whatever you want to be. I mean, personally, when I play a video game, I don't want to play anything that looks like me. I want to look at something that's cute. When I play a character option, I don't play the male character. I play the female character because I want to look at the female character more than I do the male character. Why do you think I have this VTuber model? I like looking at cute anime girls, so bam, here it is. This doesn't represent me. I'm not an anime girl. I don't want to look like this. I don't want to feel represented by this VTuber model. I just like the way it looks. It's cute. I like to look at it when I'm editing videos. It puts a smile on my face. So like this need to be represented in video games is so weird. And you'll see from some of the quotes we'll look at in a little bit, there are plenty of women in the quote retweets saying that they don't want to be represented like this in video games. But let's continue. This is the biggest project the Western gaming industry has ever put together. So this is the final product. This is the empowered woman. This is the now no longer sexualized version. As users like this have pointed out, this is the difference between the first appearance we saw and then the final product here. Literally, the final product has more skin showing. This one actually has less skin showing than that, and yet this one is supposed to be more sexualized. And the reason they're saying it's sexualized is because it's thinner, which is very strange to me, because you're basically saying if a character is thin, it must be sexual in some way. Like they're really kind of saying that inherently just being thin is sexualization, which is very strange to me. I mean, all they did was just make it less thin. All of a sudden, now it's not a sexualized character, and it's not creating a stereotype. Very strange to me, but there's been plenty of people to criticize this whole ad. It is a disaster. You can see a couple of women in the quote retweets because I know a lot of the criticism involving this, people will dismiss it if you're a man because like, oh, don't speak on behalf of women. So we'll listen to some of the quotes from women and hear what they have to say about this. So this user saying, first of all, this is an insult to all the real women who work out and stay fit. 2, it's a video game. It is not real. See my profile picture. She is not real. A fictional woman being attractive isn't a crime. As a girl gamer, I don't feel the need to for a video game to represent me, which is pretty on par with what a lot of people are saying. I mean, you don't need to be represented by these characters, and it's kind of odd to feel such an attraction to, or place such importance on being represented in a video game. I mean, this is stuff we see aunties do every day, right? They hyperfixate on characters, whether it's their gender or their sexuality, and they feel the need to be represented by these characters so badly that they have to twist things around in order to make themselves feel comfortable or good about it. And really, at the end of the day, this is all about escapism and having fun and looking at whatever character you like. And you don't need to be preached at while you're doing something that should be just fun playing video games, right? But here's another quote retweet saying, as a plus-size black woman who grew up as a child in the 90s and a teen in the 2000s, when sexy women existed in fictional media, this is utter BS. As a little girl, I was not offended at sexy drawings of women. I enjoyed it. Drawings didn't make me feel ugly. Real people did. And that's really the main thing here. The people who are feeling bad about their appearance, it largely comes from how real people are treating them, not the drawings, all right? The only way you actually will feel bad about yourself is if you're comparing yourself to these unrealistic depictions, but you'll never achieve these things because they're fictional body types, all right? If you're trying so hard to find representation, yeah, you'll be disappointed because you're comparing yourself to fictional characters that can look ways that no real person could. And really, this whole thing is it's just silly how models like this existed for decades without upsetting anyone or making anyone feel bad about themselves, but now we're going to act like they're a big deal. It's pretty crazy stuff. But here's another quote retweet saying, as a female, if they really cared, they would just do and not shout about it. They'd create unique and memorable female characters with badass armor. However, this will not be the case, and these are the same people who make fun of gamers. Yeah, again, it's just, you can make whatever character, this character or the chubbier version of this character, they could all be really memorable, good characters if you make them that way, right? It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, people want a solid, likable character, and in terms of sexualization, people are going to sexualize whatever character they want to. They're going to do it. Nothing's going to stop them. The frame of the character's appearance is not going to stop anyone from doing this stuff. But yeah, it's just a crazy, wild situation here. And the whole backlash involving this is quite funny to look at. Like I said, Dove has literally opted out. You can't even click on their name here like the other ones, like Epic Games and Women in Games. And yeah, deserved. Needless to say, I don't think anyone's going to be playing this thing. And treat video games like video games. Don't draw too much into it. You don't need representation through video games. And characters can be enjoyable regardless of their frame, and whatever you like, and whatever you want to play as, play as. It's pretty simple to me, but I guess Dove doesn't get that. So at the end of the day, I think the easiest thing I can say to Dove is maybe keep to making soap and not worrying about how attractive a fictional character from a video game is. But what do I know? But that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please let me know all of your thoughts about today's video in the comments section down below. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I'll see you next time.